guys, I wanted to show you today how I made the smoke machines in my druid costume, this costume, because a lot of you have been asking about it. Disclaimer though, my smoke machines are not the best out there. There's a lot of people who've done better ones. So this is just for those of you who want to see how my costume looks on the inside. But I wouldn't recommend replicating my exact version because there's a lot of improvements to be done to this one. So bear that in mind, and now let's dig in. Okay, so this is how everything is connected. Each pauldron has a wire here and here that you can unplug, and then this long thing goes down my back, and these go to a pocket in my skirt. This is the relay which turns on and off the smoke machines. It's controlled with a remote and it's powered by a 9-volt battery. And these 3 power banks is the power for the smoke machines. Now, 3 power banks is super extreme, but that's because the smoke machines require 5 volts, but they require 3 ampere. Which is a lot more than these can handle. These only deliver 1 amp each. There are power banks that deliver 2 amps, but they turn off automatically, so I couldn't use them, and I had to use 3 of these. In the future, I'm going to get a battery that can handle it, just a single battery. But this is what I had, so that's what I did. And you can see here that it works. So now we get to the interesting part, the insides. I actually have 2 different smoke machines because one broke. So this one is just some random cheap Chinese e-cigarette. It isn't as good as the one I have in this one. Oh, it's hard to get out. Because this one is bigger, so it contains more liquid, meaning that it runs for longer. So yeah, well, this one is a Kanger T2. In both, I have this pump. It's a 6-volt pump, but I think in a different build I would go for a smaller pump because this one's kind of big and it's not necessary. But in any case, it worked fine because everything fits perfectly inside the shoulder like this, and it just stays there and I can just take it out when I need to. So that's good. So how it's done, this is the e-cigarette, and this is where the battery would usually connect. So I take off the battery, and inside here there's like a little hole, and then in the middle it sticks up, and that's where you solder the plus wire. And in the same place there's a little hole through which the air from the pump goes, like with this hose, and into it, and then it runs through the cigarette and out through the hose. And as you can see, I've drilled a hole in my shoulder where the smoke comes out, and on the other side there's little holes in the nose of the dragon, so yay, no smoke. Yeah, all of these are just connected parallel, so next to each other, and wired up with this kind of plugs. Just makes it easy to unplug it, and then you don't have to have the wire connected to the shoulders when you're not wearing the costume. And I use the same for the lights, but I would use USB next time instead of this. It's because the lights are RGB, so I have 4 cables. This is the relay. I thought I would just show you how it looks on the inside. This one has 3 ports on one side, which is where the on-off part comes in from the smoke machines. And the other side here is just the power for the relay itself. So we've got male at the bottom, or minus, and plus at the top. And over here it's the plus from the smoke machines, like this one, the plus, goes into this relay in the middle part, and then it comes out again here and goes to the batteries, to the plus over here. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is the liquid that I use, which is vegetable glycerin. For my Danish followers, you'll probably recognize this bottle. It's just glycerin. It doesn't cost much. It doesn't smell. It's not toxic. It's very nice, and it's not very expensive, so that's good. I just use a pipette to put it into the cigarette, and then it smokes. As for the batteries, I had these 3 small ones. They are around 7,600 milliampere hours, and they lasted for the entire time I was wearing the costume. Now, I didn't turn on the smoke machines that often. I think I had them on for a total of 10-15 minutes or something. But in the big cigarette, the 2.4 milliliter one, that was more than enough liquid, and it was also more than enough battery. So if you're not running them for like a lot of time, which you shouldn't because they will overheat if they run for more than like 30 seconds at a time, then you should be fine with that amount of liquid and power for the batteries. So I hope that was somewhat useful and that you will find a better power source than I did. Good luck with your project, and bye!